Welcome to Twale TV. Twale TV Sports, a quick roundup of the weekend's games and Chelsea's catastrophic loss to Brighton. That was a very painful one for me, I tell you. Don't go anywhere, stay right there. We'll be back this minute. Welcome back to Twale TV Sports. A quick roundup of the weekend's games, and I know you lot have been waiting. I've been watching, reading your messages. All of you throwing the banter, everything at me. Yes, Chelsea lost 4-1 to Brighton. We're coming back to that. But quickly, let's start with Leicester City, Man City. A typical game, typical win of a champion. Okay? This is what we say. Champions do grind out result when it matters. Leicester City got away with that one. It could have been a draw. They could have lost to Leicester City. Man City rather. They got away with that one. So kudos to Man City. Newcastle, Aston Villa. Well, Newcastle. All of a sudden, people are starting to realize Eddie Howe's genius. Okay, people don't sometimes see you as a genius until you somehow, raise your head above the normal parameter or you kind of deliver. Eddie Howe has been known to have been managing lower of the team or middle of the table clubs, Bournemouth and the likes. And I remember he was tipped to take over from Arsene Wenger when Arsene Wenger was about to leave Arsenal. And he was the manager of Bournemouth at the particular time. But I've always known he's a good manager. Now people are starting to realize. Even me, I'm surprised because, to be honest with you, I actually thought with all the billions at the disposal of the Saudi Arabian owners who have just bought Newcastle, I thought Eddie Howe is probably just warming the seats for a world-class manager to come in and bring in all the world-class players. But I am wrong. Or maybe, we never know. The way the things are going, I think Eddie Howe seems to be the man they want in charge. Seriously. No matter how much billions they're going to spend, he has proved to them that, trust me, give me the money, let me buy the world-class players, and I'll deliver. Because he's at number 4. Yes. You don't get there by fluke. I beg you. So that's that. Bournemouth, Tottenham. Another quick one. I've heard some Tottenham fans talking rubbish. Oh, we don't like our style of play anymore now. Our style of game is a bit not fluent when we attack. I said it. You don't look like the Tottenham under Pochettino. But F it. Who cares? Who cares? I told people this is the manager Man U lost out on. Conte should have gone to Man U when he was available. They should have gotten him. But it's the same story Tottenham fans are saying now. That the typical Man U fans are saying we don't like him, his attitude. Excuse me, football is about winning. Football is about displaying your trophies. And if you can't win and display trophies, forget your style of play. End of story. Forget it. Because Conte is getting results. It's proved that this team, I can make them a competitive team and we can be in there with the rest for the titleship. And he's proven it. That's a sign of a top manager. Okay? Constantly is winning games that a normal manager would have lost or they would have drawn. The game against Bournemouth, Tottenham, my. He won again. I beg, stop story. Kudos to Conte and kudos to Daniel Levy for getting the guy. Okay, Brighton, Chelsea. I leave this one to the last because there are lots of banter. I can't sleep all weekend. Since yesterday, I can't. They've been having a go at me non-stop. Okay, fair enough. We're coming back. Crystal Palace, Southampton. I said this. Patrick Vieira doesn't get enough credit as he deserves. The guy is doing some magic at Crystal Palace. Don't forget, Crystal Palace is your typical middle-of-the-table club. And when you're in that position, you can get linked or you can get higher. But he's kept them right there. They have been very reliable, very compact. They play the top teams and they don't look out of place. Okay, that's how you know a good manager. When you play the top teams and you really don't look out of place. And Patrick Vieira has established that with Crystal Palace. Kudos to you, my brother, Patrick. Well done. Brentford Wolves. Okay, nothing surprising here. apart from people who are surprised that Diego Costa got a red card. Ask a Chelsea fan, will tell you that is normal. Okay? Yes. Well, unfortunately, maybe if he had stayed on the pitch, maybe they could have won because it was a game that looked better than any of their last previous games. But unfortunately, he got red carded. That's Diego. That's what you get. Okay? You get him. He's another genius, another psycho. You get him, you buy the cycle, you buy the baggage. Excuse me, sorry, at least you didn't lose. Fulham Everton. Okay, Fulham still riding. Kudos to them. How they manage after the World Cup or around January, February. Yes, obviously. January, February. How they cope, I'd love to see. Okay? Everton, I'm happy for Frank. I will always be a Frank guy. Okay? As a Chelsea fan. Frankie, well done. You're steadying the ship. So hopefully you won't get back into that relegation battle. Okay, Liverpool, Leeds United. There was a Liverpool fan yesterday who was talking a whole load of what I call garbage. Okay, I don't blame him. He's highly emotional Liverpool supporter, and he can't face the fact. Okay, I tried to tell him. He told me, "Oh, Liverpool are going through transitional." I said, "Transitional what? What transition? You're not changing owners. You're not changing manager. You only change one major player, Mane, for Darwin Nunes. Diaz you bought from last few months or last season. So there is no transition issue with Liverpool. I was trying to tell him, but they wouldn't have it. Liverpool are going through a serious bad spell. Okay, serious bad spell. They've just lost consecutively to 2 relegation zone clubs. That's a sign of real trouble. I said it about Liverpool a couple of podcasts ago that Liverpool's problem reminds me of when Arsene Wenger was going through a serious bad spell and he was asked about the problem and he goes, who motivates the motivator? It's like, say, please help me. I can't do nothing else myself. So that's that. Liverpool, Liverpool, Leeds United. I hope Liverpool shake the booty and get out of the mess because if they don't, there's no mercy in this league. They might end up fighting relegation themselves. Don't worry, Liverpool fans. I'm only joking on that. All right, Arsenal, Nottingham Forest. Okay, Arsenal still on top of the league with 2 points. Given them the chance that they can get in there, like Leicester City got in there 2016, and but something struck me on Thursday when they lost to PSV 2-0, and it's what I've been saying about Arsenal that is a bit concerning. Their strength in depth. The squad they haven't got that. They haven't got that. Because they had to play, because they're qualified already, so they had to play like the second fiddle guys. Not that they're second fiddle, they're part of the squad. But because they played and they couldn't beat the guy, the main squad beat just previous week gone. So, and then they really didn't want to lose. Winners don't like losing. Even if they play their under 21s to rest the key players, they still won't want to lose. So what did Arteta do? He brought on the big guns later on to rescue the result. But it was too late. They can't. They haven't got that strength in depth. That showed. So that's my suspicion. That's my worry for Arsenal. If anything should go wrong with the main players come January, February, March, City don't need to worry. I mean Manchester City. They don't need to worry about that. If they can get rid of Raheem Sterling, Zinchenko, Jesus, who are now key players at other top clubs, that tells you Man City looks like the favorite, but you can't tell. It's still, we're just getting over the quarter of the season. So it's still a very long way. But Arsenal, I've noted that same suspicion that your strength in depth might cost you your titleship race. That's my opinion on that because it happened on Thursday. Okay, Manchester United, West Ham, a game I was watching with keen interest today, and I thought, okay, Man U, they're better. They are better than West Ham. Tables don't lie. Okay, on the table they are better, but I don't see much difference between the two teams. I then realized, okay, West Ham just lack that killer instincts, that creativity up front. Their final third, they can't seem to get it together. They keep losing the ball. Okay, they can't seem to just get a proper attack at goal And by the time they woke up, it was too late. They started doing that like the last 15, 20 minutes. It was too late. Okay, Mr. Ten Hag just thought, oh my God, I'm not going to lose this 1-0. He quickly took out, who did he take out? He took out, I think he took out a midfielder or an attacker. And he brought on Fred just to cement that midfield. So for me, I don't know. West Ham, you're good, but you're not good enough. You made Man U look seriously better. But Man U, kudos to you. Tables don't lie. You're doing fantastically well. Okay, now let's go to Chelsea, my people. Okay, right. Chelsea, we've lost to a team who have never won any game during this season. Okay, first of all, I'm happy for Mr. Robert Dozabi, the new Brighton coach. He's just won his first game. Okay, Mr. Ten Hag. Sorry, Mr. Graham Potter. This is the first sign, the first crack. Okay, already the noises have started. Okay, compare that scenario. Somebody haven't won for 12 games, and there wasn't much noise in the mainstream media. Why? Because Brighton is not a top 4, top 5 club. Or maybe even if they are if they are presently a top 4, top 6, they don't have the pressure of a known top 4 club like Chelsea. So for a manager like Graham Potter, who has come from Brighton, where he didn't have to deal with pressure of not winning in 2 games, in 3 games, he now has to deal with pressure of losing just 1 game. Okay? I've been very suspicious that I would wait until the results don't go for Chelsea. Not that I pray that we don't win. I want us to win constantly and foreverly everything. But because I know every football club goes through a spell. And I imagine if we go through a spell with a manager who has no experience of managing a top club with top world-class players, how do the owners respond? Okay, I've mentioned it, how the Manchester United owners responded when David Moyes was brought in to take over the mantle from Sir Alex Ferguson, and he couldn't get those results of the first few games. He couldn't convince the board. They had to let him go quickly. Don't forget these owners of these top clubs. Their mind is all on money, their investment. They think about the stock exchange, the shareholders. So once you're not performing and everything looks shaky, they quickly bring in a top name manager and give him another 100 million or a couple of 100 millions to buy top world-class players. And the stock exchange then settles. Their shares settles. That is their first priority. So I would love to see how Chelsea owners respond if this spell, this first crack under Graham Potter should go on further or should expose any more uncertainty or I don't know. But I've always thought, how do these owners deal with these managers they are entrusting with their investment? Because normally if it's a top world-class manager like the Ancelottis or the Mourinhos, they will still be relaxed and say, okay, you don't panic. But a manager that's never been in that situation before, when things go wrong, I would love to see how they react. But hey, please, Chelsea fans, don't mind the haters. Don't listen to the banter. Let's put our trust behind our manager. I love the guy, okay? He's a very good manager, and he can become a world-class manager at Chelsea if he delivers. It's not always about winning at top clubs. It's about winning and, putting something on the table. You don't just win games. You win trophies. So on that note, we leave it tonight, Jerry, my brother. Let's catch up again. So it's a mixed kind of emotion for me this weekend because of Chelsea's loss. I wasn't too happy yesterday. And then all the calls started coming in. All these Arsenal, Man U, Liverpool fans. Even people who don't know football, they just yap, talk rubbish the minutes you lose. But I don't blame them. If we had lost 1-0, it would have been maybe okay. I would have had mouth to fight back. But 4-0, 4-1, to Brighton, I can't talk anything, my brother. I just took it on the chin. Bam, bam. No argument. Thank you for watching. Let's catch up tomorrow. My name is Omo, in case you don't know. So, Twali TV Sports, follow us still. Share, subscribe, share the video with your friends and sports fans, and go to our entertainment channel, Twali TV Entertainment, and watch some of our programs there. We love you and we'll catch up with you soon. Ciao.
It's Wale